I just need you to sign here. The lawyer slid the papers toward me without looking up. His voice was calm, bored, like this was just another Tuesday. My hands rested on my knees. I didn't move. Claire sat across from me. She looked relaxed, confident. She had chosen that blue dress on purpose. The one she wore when she wanted to look untouchable. Go on, she said. We don't have all day. I swallowed. I thought we'd talk first. Her mouth curved into a smile that didn't reach her eyes. We already did. For months. You just never listened. That's not true, I said. My voice sounded weaker than I wanted. Her lawyer finally looked up. He adjusted his glasses. Mr. Harris, this agreement is very generous, considering the circumstances. Generous? I repeated. Claire laughed softly. Don't embarrass yourself. I stared at the papers. Black ink, white pages, my name everywhere. I thought of the nights I stayed late at work, the weekends I skipped sleep, the way I believed love meant sacrifice. When did you stop caring? I asked her. She sighed. I didn't stop. You just stopped being worth the effort. That hit harder than I expected. I felt something cave in my chest. I gave you everything, I said. She leaned back. No, you gave me excuses. The lawyer cleared his throat. If you'd like a moment. No, Claire said. I want this done. I picked up the pen. My fingers shook. I hated that she could see it. Do you remember our first apartment? I asked quietly. The broken heater? The roaches? She rolled her eyes. Don't do this. I worked 3 jobs, I said. I slept 4 hours a night. And, she said, you want a medal? The lawyer looked uncomfortable now. I didn't care. I thought we were building something. I said, we were, she replied. Then I realized I was building alone. That's a lie. She leaned forward. Say it again. I didn't. My throat burned. Sign, she said, or I'll make this worse. I looked at the last page. Everything she wanted. The house, the savings, the accounts I didn't even remember opening. What happens to me? I asked. She shrugged. You'll survive. You're good at that. I pressed a pen to paper. My name looked strange, crooked. When I finished, she laughed. It wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. It was quick and sharp, like glass snapping. She leaned close and whispered, Enjoy poverty. My hand froze. You'll regret this, she added, every single day. The lawyer stood. We're done here. I stood too, slowly. My legs felt hollow. Claire, I said. She didn't look at me. I walked out of the office without another word. The hallway smelled like disinfectant and old carpet. My phone buzzed. A bank alert. Another account closed. Outside, the sun was too bright. Cars passed. People laughed. Life kept going like nothing had happened. I sat on the courthouse steps. I told myself not to cry. I failed. I covered my face and laughed instead. Quietly, pathetically. I had signed away my marriage, my home, my future, and the worst part wasn't losing everything. The worst part was believing I deserved it. They'll change the locks tomorrow. That's what the realtor said when I called. No sympathy, just facts. So I can't go back? I asked. Legally? No. I hung up and stared at my car keys. They felt useless now. Claire took the house. She took the furniture she picked out, but never paid for. She took the savings account I funded and the joint account I trusted her with. She even took the dog, even though she used to complain about the hair. You don't need him, she'd said once. You barely notice anything. I noticed that, in the cheap apartment, the walls were thin. Someone argued upstairs. Someone cried next door. I dropped my bag on the floor and sat on it because I didn't own a couch anymore. Get it together, I muttered. My phone buzzed. A text from Claire. Make sure you forward any mail. I don't want complications. I typed, You already took everything. I deleted it. I replayed old conversations like they were recordings I couldn't turn off. You're safe, she once told me at a party. Safe is good, I said. She laughed. Safe is boring. I remembered standing there with a drink I didn't want, watching her talk to people who never asked about me. At work, my manager asked, "You okay?" "I'm fine," I said. He nodded like he didn't believe me. At night, I blamed myself. "You should have seen it coming," I said to the mirror. I remembered her sighs when I talked about my day. "Do you ever stop worrying?" she asked once. "I just want us to be secure." She smiled. "You worry too much. That's why you're stuck." Stuck. I unpacked my clothes slowly. Everything smelled like her detergent. I sat on the floor and laughed again. It came out wrong. A knock hit the door. "Yeah." I called. "Mark." A voice said, "Open up." I unlocked it. Mark looked around the apartment. "Damn." "Don't," I said. He raised his hands. "I'm not judging." We sat on the floor, because I still didn't have chairs. "She really took everything?" he asked. "Everything she could." He frowned. "That was fast." "She wanted it over." "No," he said. "She wanted it rushed." I looked at him. "What do you mean?" "She filed before you even knew," he said. "That's not normal." I rubbed my face. "She said she was done waiting." Mark leaned closer. "Waiting for what?" "I don't know," I said. "Me, I guess." He shook his head. "You didn't even fight." "I didn't have the energy." "That's not like you." I laughed. "You don't know me anymore." He didn't laugh back. "She was confident," he said. "Too confident. Claire's always confident." "Not like that." I stood up. "Stop." "Just saying," he replied. "People don't rush unless they're scared of something. Or greedy, or both." I stared at the wall. "She called you boring," he added quietly. I clenched my jaw. "She said I was safe." Mark sighed. "You loved her." "I still do." I admitted. "That's the problem," he said. After he left, the apartment felt smaller. I lay on the floor and stared at the ceiling. I failed. I whispered. I believed it. I believed I wasn't enough. I believed losing her meant losing myself. And I believed she walked away smiling because she knew I'd never recover. That belief hurt more than losing everything else. "Mr. Harris, please don't hang up." I stopped pacing. "Who is this?" I asked. "This is Ellen. I worked with your father." My chest tightened. "My father's dead." "I know," she said quickly. "I'm sorry. I wouldn't call if it wasn't important." I leaned against the kitchen counter. "What do you want?" "Your divorce hearing," she said. "You need to attend the final one." "I already signed." I said. "There's nothing left." "That's not true," she replied. Her voice shook. I noticed it now. "You sound nervous," I said. "I am," she admitted. "Please don't tell your wife I called." "My ex-wife," I corrected. "Yes," she said. "Her." I waited. "There's a document," she continued. "Something her lawyer submitted. And you need to be there when it's read." "Read by who?" "The judge." I laughed without humor. "Ellen, I don't understand." "I can't explain over the phone," she said. "Just promise you'll come." I didn't trust my voice, so I nodded even though she couldn't see me. "I'll be there," I said. The courtroom felt colder than last time. Claire sat across from me again. Same posture. Same calm. She smiled like she already won. "Did you miss me?" she whispered. "No," I said. Her lawyer shuffled papers. "Your Honor, we're ready." The judge adjusted his glasses. He didn't look rushed. He didn't look bored either. "We'll proceed," he said. Claire crossed her legs. She looked comfortable. Too comfortable. The judge flipped through the documents slowly. Page 1. Page 2. I watched his hands. "Mr. Harris," he said, "you understand this agreement?" "Yes," I replied. "Mrs. Harris," he said, "do you?" Claire smiled. "Completely." The judge nodded and kept turning pages. Then he stopped. He frowned slightly. "Hold on," he said. The room went quiet. Claire's smile twitched. The judge leaned closer to the paper. "This final page," he said, "was attached to your submission." Her lawyer stiffened. "Yes, Your Honor," he he said. Standard addendum. The judge raised an eyebrow. Standard? He looked at me. Were you aware of this clause? No, I said. Claire laughed lightly. It's nothing, just legal language. The judge didn't laugh. I'll read it aloud, he said. Claire's fingers curled. He cleared his throat. In the event that the signing party is knowingly concealed. Your Honor, her lawyer interrupted. Perhaps we should review that privately. The judge held up a hand. No. The room felt heavy. Concealed information regarding conditional assets, trusts, or deferred holdings. Claire's face lost color. I leaned forward. This agreement becomes subject to immediate review and suspension. Silence. Claire swallowed. That doesn't apply. The judge looked at her. Are you certain? Yes, she said too fast. The judge turned to me. Mr. Harris, were you informed of any conditional holdings? I don't know what that means. I said honestly. The judge nodded. That's what concerns me. Claire stood. This is ridiculous. Sit down, the judge said calmly. She did. Her lawyer whispered urgently. She didn't respond. The judge closed the folder. I'm postponing this ruling, he said. Claire stared. You can't. I can, he replied. And I am. He looked at me again. You should consult independent counsel. I nodded, numb. As everyone stood, Claire finally looked at me, not with confidence, with fear. And for the first time since the divorce began, I realized something had shifted. I didn't know what that page meant. I didn't know why Ellen sounded scared. But I knew one thing. Claire never planned for this page to be read. And neither did I. I didn't want you to learn like this. Ellen sat across from me in a quiet office. Her hands stayed folded tight. Then why did I asked. Because your wife forced it, she said softly. My ex-wife, I corrected. She nodded. Yes. I stared at the table. Start talking. She took a breath. Your father didn't die poor. I laughed once. It sounded wrong. He lived in a rented house and drove a broken car. That was intentional, she said. I shook my head. Why lie? He didn't lie, she replied. He protected. From what? From betrayal. My chest tightened. You're saying he planned this? I'm saying he planned for loss. I stood. He planned for me to be humiliated. He planned for you to survive. That doesn't feel like survival. Ellen's eyes softened. It never does at first. I paced. Claire thought I had nothing. Yes. She laughed at me. Ellen winced. She wasn't supposed to know. Know what? I snapped. That everything was tied to you. I stopped. Explain that. Your father created a structure, she said carefully. Trusts. Deferred assets. For who? For you? My throat burned. Then why couldn't I touch it? Because you hadn't lost yet. I clenched my fists. That's cruel. It was deliberate. Why? I demanded. Because your father believed money, given too early, hides the truth. I laughed bitterly. So he waited until I was broken. He waited until you were tested. Tested by my wife? By loyalty. I remembered my father's voice. People show themselves when you have nothing. I swallowed. So Claire Russian divorce. I said slowly. That mattered. Ellen nodded. The clause only activates after full loss through betrayal. Loss, I repeated. Everything. I sank into the chair. He knew she'd leave. He suspected, she said. He prepared. That means he expected me to fail. No, she said firmly. He expected others to. I pressed my hands to my face. I feel sick. That's normal. I should feel relieved. You will, she said. Later. I hate him for this. I admitted. She didn't argue. I miss him, I added. She looked down. I spent years thinking I was enough, I said. And he watched. He watched quietly. That's worse. He believed silence teaches. I needed him, I said. He knew. I looked up. Then why stay distant? Because if he saved you openly, she said, you'd never know who to trust. I closed my eyes. I trusted Claire. I whispered. Ellen didn't answer. That's why she rushed, I said. She thought she won. She thought the window would close. I laughed weakly. She didn't know it was opening. No, Ellen said. She didn't. I stood again. So what do I do now? You do nothing. That's it. You stay silent. She's unraveling. Yes. And the court will finish what it started. I turned away. This feels like revenge. It's not, she said. It's consequence. I don't want to hurt her. You're not. I faced Ellen. I don't want to celebrate. Good. I just want it over. It will be. I picked up my coat. Don't call me again unless you have to. She nodded. I understand. At the door, I paused. He really thought this far ahead? I asked, yes. Even knowing it would hurt me? She met my eyes, especially because it would. I stepped into the hallway. I didn't feel powerful. I felt exposed. My father didn't leave me wealth. He left me a lesson, and it was still breaking me. My phone buzzed at 6:12 a.m. I stared at it before picking it up. Claire, hey, just checking in. Are you okay? I laughed once. Quiet, dry. Now you care, I said to the screen. I didn't reply. At work, Mark leaned against my desk. You hear anything? No, I said. That's good. Is it? He studied my face. You look calmer. I don't feel calm. You look less afraid. I shrugged. I'm just tired. Mark lowered his voice. Her accounts are frozen. I blinked. Already? Legal review, he said. Banks don't like uncertainty. I nodded slowly. She's calling people, he added. Friends. Old coworkers. And I asked. They're not answering. I closed my eyes. At lunch, my phone buzzed again. Claire, this court delay is ridiculous. You know I never meant to hurt you. I typed, you laughed. I deleted it. That night, I sat alone on my mattress. No TV. No music. I kept thinking I didn't do anything. And then I did everything. My phone buzzed again. Claire, can we talk? Please. I whispered. No. I put the phone face down. The next day, Mark called me. She showed up at my office. He said, why? I asked. She wanted to know if I'd heard from you. And I told her no. She say anything? She asked if you hated her. I felt something twist. What did you say? I said hate isn't the word. What is? He paused. Clarity. I hung up and stared at the wall. That evening, my phone rang. I answered without thinking. Hello. Why won't you talk to me? Claire said. Her voice was tight, controlled, almost shaking. I don't have anything to say. I replied. That's not fair, she snapped. Neither was laughing, I said. Silence. I'm scared, she admitted. I swallowed. You weren't scared before. Things are happening, she said. Things I don't understand. I didn't either, I replied. You know I loved you, she said. I know you love what I gave you. That's cruel. So is enjoy poverty. She inhaled sharply. I didn't mean it. You meant enough to say it. Her voice dropped. I'm losing everything. I closed my eyes. So did I? This feels like punishment, she said. It's consequence, I replied. You planned this, she accused. No, I said firmly. I survived it. She started crying. I don't want this, she said. I just wanted security. You had it, I said. You just didn't trust it. She sobbed. Please. Please, what? I asked. Say something. I thought about my father, about silence. I wish you peace, I said. Then I hung up. My hand shook. Mark came over later. You okay? He asked. I don't know, I admitted. You didn't cause this, he said. It feels like I did. You didn't lie, he said. You didn't rush. You didn't laugh. I sat down. Then why do I feel guilty? Because you still care, he said. I don't want revenge. Then don't call it that. What do I call it? Truth, he replied. I stared at my phone. No new messages. For the first time, silence didn't feel empty. It felt firm. I realized something then. I wasn't watching her fall. I was watching myself stand still while the ground corrected itself. And for the first time since a divorce, I didn't feel small. I felt steady. I sat at the long table with my hands folded. All parties present? The judge asked. Yes, Your Honor, the clerk said. Claire didn't look at me. She stared straight ahead, chin lifted, like she still believed this was hers. Her lawyer stood. We're ready to proceed. The judge nodded once. I will read the final submission in full. That won't be necessary, Claire said quickly. It is now, the judge replied. He turned the pages slowly, carefully. This addendum was attached to the agreement after initial review. Her lawyer cleared his throat. That is standard. The judge looked up. No, it isn't. I felt my pulse steady. This clause states conditional activation upon proven marital deception. The judge continued. Claire whispered, Stop. I will not, he said. He read every line. Dates, initials, transfers, names I didn't recognize but felt tied to me. Murmurs spread behind me. This is unfair, Claire said, standing. Sit down, the judge said calmly. She dropped back into her chair. You conceal material information, he said. Do you deny this? She opened her mouth, closed it. I asked you, he said. I was protecting myself, she replied. From what? He asked. From being left with nothing, she said. I spoke then. I was already nothing. The room went silent. The judge turned to me. You may speak. I stood. I'm not here for revenge. Claire laughed sharply. Don't pretend. I'm here for the truth, I said. I signed because I believed her. You believed wrong, she snapped. I believed in us, I replied. The judge raised a hand. Continue. I lost my home, my savings, my name. I said, I didn't fight because I was tired. Claire's voice cracked. I didn't think this would happen. You rushed it, I said. You laughed. She covered her face. I was scared. So was I said. Her lawyer leaned in and whispered urgently. She ignored him. This court finds the agreement compromised, the judge announced. Claire gasped. Please pause this. Request denied, he said. I can fix it, she begged. You already did, I said softly. The judge continued. Assets revert pending investigation. Claire collapsed forward, sobbing. I felt no joy, no victory. Judgment is suspended, the judge said. Independent counsel is advised. He struck the gavel. People stood. Noise rushed back in. Claire looked at me through tears. Say something. I met her eyes. This is a truth you avoided. I walked out steady, not broken. For the first time, I wasn't surviving. I was standing. I didn't expect her to find me. But when I heard my name outside the cafe, I knew it was her. Please, Claire said. Just a minute. I sighed and turned. She looked smaller, not weak, just stripped of certainty. You shouldn't be here, I said. I know, she replied. I just needed to see you. I crossed my arms. Say it. She blinked. Say what? Whatever you came to say. I answered. Don't circle. She swallowed. I'm sorry. I nodded once. Okay. That's it, she asked. That's enough, I said. She frowned. You're supposed to feel something. I do, I replied. Just not what you want. She stepped closer. I ruined everything. Yes, I said. She flinched. I didn't mean to, she said quickly. I was scared. I felt invisible. I felt erased, I replied. She wiped her eyes. I thought leaving first would hurt less. For you, I said. She nodded. I didn't know it would break me. I studied her face. It didn't break you. It showed you. She laughed weakly. You always talk like that. Calm. Certain. I learned, I said. She took a breath. Do you hate me? I shook my head. No. Her shoulders sagged. Then why does this hurt so much? Because apology does a rewind, I said. She looked down. I do it differently. I know, I replied. That's why this is over. She reached out, then stopped herself. Can we try again? No, I said gently. Her voice cracked. Why not? Because forgiveness is a reunion, I said. It's release. She closed her eyes. I don't know who I am without you. I didn't know who I was with you, I replied. She laughed through tears. That sounds like something you practice. No, I said. It's something I learned too late. We stood in silence. I miss our life, she said. I miss who I thought you were. I answered. She nodded slowly. I deserve this. You deserve honesty. I said. This is it. She looked up. Will you ever think of me? I already did, I said. That's why I'm done. She stepped back. You're different. I'm quieter, I replied. That scares me, she said. It saved me, I said. She hesitated. I hope you're happy. I hope I'm peaceful, I answered. She smiled sadly. That sounds like you won. I shook my head. It sounds like I stopped losing. She nodded once, then turned away. Goodbye, she said. Goodbye, I replied. I watched her walk until she disappeared into the crowd. I didn't chase her. I didn't feel angry. I felt finished. For the first time, I didn't need answers. I had boundaries. I had silence. And I had myself. Are you sure this is what you want? The clerk asked. Yes, I said. I'm sure. She slid the paper back to me. Sign here. I signed without shaking. Outside, Mark waited by my car. That it? He asked. That's it, I replied. He smiled. You look different. I feel lighter, I said. We drove in silence for a while. You ever think about her? He asked. Sometimes, I admitted. Does it hurt? No, I said. It reminds me. Of what? Of what I survived. He nodded. That's strength. I shook my head. That's peace. At my new place, Mark looked around. This is you, he said. It's quiet, I replied. That's not a bad thing. No, I said. It's everything. He clapped my shoulder. You don't need me anymore. I never needed saving, I said. I needed space. He laughed. Call if you don't answer. I smiled. I will. After he left, I sat on the floor with a coffee. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. I didn't answer. I thought about all the times I waited for messages that never came. Now I chose silence. Later, I met Ellen one last time. You did well, she said. I didn't do anything, I replied. You listened, she said. Most people don't. I looked at her. He planned for pain. He planned for clarity, she corrected. I nodded. I still wish he'd trusted me more. He did, she said. That's why it was yours. I stood. This ends here. She smiled. It already has. That night, I stood on my balcony. A neighbor waved. New here? Yes, I said. Welcome, he replied. Simple. Clean. No history. I slept without dreams. The next morning, I woke up early. No dread. No replay. Just quiet. At work, my manager said, You're different lately. I am, I replied. Good different? Yes, I said. Honest. He nodded. That matters. On my break, I wrote a letter. Not to Claire. Not to my father. To myself. I forgive you, I wrote, for staying too long, for leaving too late. I folded it and put it in my pocket. That evening, my phone buzzed again. Claire. I stared at the name. Then I blocked it, not out of anger, out of closure. I spoke aloud. I choose forward. No one answered. That was the point. I didn't rebuild fast. I rebuilt true. New routines. New habits. No performance. Just presence. Weeks passed. Then months. One night, I laughed out loud alone. It surprised me. I realized something then. I wasn't healed because she apologized. I wasn't healed because I won. I was healed because I stopped asking who I was to someone else. I looked at my reflection. I'm enough, I said, and for the first time, I believed it, not loudly, not proudly, quietly, like truth.